Hey guys, I'm finally back from my Thanksgiving break. Yay! Finally saw my family. I was so super happy right now. Today I just want to share with you guys share you guys how I became a woman. You know, traditionally how I became a woman. But first I'm gonna explain what we do. When you become a woman, you have to do a ceremony for 4 days. It's called a kinata. Basically, you start off, you have to run for 4 days. It's a ceremony where you actually become a woman, and from a little girl to a young lady. I'm gonna tell you what they do. All right. So from the morning, let's just say this is a hogan. And in the morning, when you wake up on your first day, you have to run towards the east, where the sun rises. You have to run towards the east. On the first day, you can run around a tree. It don't matter how far it is, and go back. In the afternoon, you run the same route again, but the same tree, back. The next day is that you have to run. You have to run past that tree and run around another tree. And then you go back in the afternoon, you have to run that same tree you ran that day, around the second tree. The third day, same thing, past the second tree, you run to this third tree. In the afternoon, you run to the exact same tree again. But then on the fourth day, the last one, it really don't matter. You have to run, as far as you can, because that pretty much is your determination on life. How determined you are to complete things, to how much you really want it. So that is the determination run, how you're willing to get it. And that's pretty much how you do the first day, first tree, second day, the second tree, third day, the third tree, and then the last one. It really don't matter how far it is. But during the mine's, I did that, but mine was in the winter. It was in Spider Rock, so more elevation, more terrain, and I had 3 feet of snow. It was during December, horrible day, and and then after that, the run. Well, after the run, I think either the second day or the third day, you have to grind corn. Say this is corn. Corn into fine corn. Yeah. Alright. You get corn. It has to be roasted, and then the girl that's been running, or who's turned into a young lady, has to grind the corn with the grinding stone, traditionally, all of this corn into fine corn, so you can make the Navajo cake. You have to have a Navajo cake. And then after that, when that is done, that's when during the night where all the ladies, when they go to mix the cake, when you make the cake, you have to think of happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. It has to be happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Good cake. Whoever eats it, feels happy, or have an awesome day, or have a great time in life. So usually, this is the fine corn that you grind afterwards. This is the pot that you would have to mix it with the stirring rod traditionally, and you have to mix the corn, the water, and this sugar. Someone has to make the sugar paste, all these together in one pot. Usually when it was during my time, I had to grind 20 pounds of roasted corn. It took me a whole day. I started day 2, the whole day of day 2, third day, sort of half a day, and that's when I kind of finished, and then I had to mix it. And while we're doing this in the morning, basically on the third day in the morning, you have to dig out a little pot, a little hole in the ground outside of the hogan. and you have to bless it. And after that, someone builds a fire in here for like half a day, you know, because you have to cook the Navajo cake, you know, underground. So someone builds a fire for the whole day, has that, you know, have that nice and hot all day until evening. And then that's when, you know, before we do that, we put down like water, paper bags on the ground so, you know, it won't burn the cake. It'll just give that nice steam. We put all those like wet paper brown bags. And then after that, you put the corn husk, you know, the corn, the skin, the green thing, the corn husk. You take those and you have to have shitload of them. Like you have to like constantly like layer it out, you know. And then that's when they pour the whole cake into the ground. They put don't worry, it's not too sandy. It's not sandy, but you know they pour the cake in the ground. And you have to do the sides too. You have to put a lot on the sides, you know, so it can keep the mixture in. And then that's when you cover it with corn again. Corn husk, more corn husk. You know, so corn husk is basically the whole thing that's cooking this cake. And then they put like more paper. Then that's when they put paper, you know, wet paper bags to protect it again from dirt and from burning. And they'll cover it. They'll like cover probably a little bits of it. Like probably this much of dirt from the top layer, and then that's when the guys will have to build a fire. This has to be poured on the third day when the medicine man comes and does your prayer. So this is what you have to do: fire. And then that's when, you know, that's on the third day, that whole night when the cake's cooking during the whole night. That's when you have to sit there with the medicine man, and you have to stay up with him throughout the whole night. And then that's when you have to run. So yeah, that's basically what Kinata was. I'm just telling you the little basic layer of it. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 because I'm gonna tell you about my story, and this is like only 7 minutes, but I think my story is gonna take quite a while. So I'm gonna make a part 2, and you guys can go ahead and watch that. This was just like a basic, you know, explanation of how, like, of how the ceremony was going, sort of. But not really not that detailed. It's just like, you know, little summaries. So yeah, watch part 2.